Okay, this is the VOD review for the first game that the Crimson Flare sent us. What do you want to say before the game starts?
I'm looking forward to seeing your play.
I'm not. Anyway, so looking at matchups here, we have Volibear into Teemo, which is super hard for Volibear, especially early, because Teemo can just bully him out of the lane, just how it is. You're just going to get your passive procced, and you're going to have to back, but just have to deal with it. Graves is super strong right now, so is Jin Zhao. Jin Zhao's level 2 is amazing. I want to see a level 2 crab contest if we need to, because Jin Zhao's level 2 I think is stronger.
I don't know. Depending on since there's lethal tempo and phase rush is going to be hard to stick to Graves, so I don't know if that's a good fight to take, to be honest.
So we'll see how Jin Zhao does into Graves. Graves is a super hard matchup for anybody at this point in the meta.
Yeah.
In the mid lane, it's Swain versus Akali. Akali doesn't have too much kill potential on Swain, especially early when she doesn't have damage yet. So I'm looking to see.
And they both sustain the lane, so
I'm looking to see maybe like a roam to either top or bottom to help out top with the tough matchup, or bottom to get them ahead.
Yeah, but if he doesn't roam early top and Volibear gets behind, I wouldn't want to see them try to 2v1 the Teemo, especially since Graves couldn't be on that side of the map.
And then bot lane, kind of unconventional with the Ornn support over on the enemy team.
It does give them more team fight presence, though.
Yes.
So post 6, that bot lane might be kind of hard to do.
But other than that, Hook should always be trying to get on to the Jhin. Never the Ornn.
Don't pull the Ornn onto your ADC. That's never what you want to do.
Alright, and we'll just get into it. We'll ×2 speed this early. But we'll see how early pathing goes. We're both a little sick, so sorry if our voices sound bad.
Yeah, bad. That's it.
So here we see just an early invade. Not like a full
better
invade.
thing to do is to go through mid lane to the bush on the side of the mid lane, so you stay out of vision. You can walk along the wall.
So if we're gonna go like here, 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 and then go straight down here, follow the wall. That way they have no vision of us going into the river if they come try to contest. And then we're here. We move over to here, and then we can move down into their.
If you hug the wall, they don't get much vision unless they're standing on the edge of the bush, and then it's easier for you to get to them before they start running.
So that's just the better invade path, is going from.
Or going through the bot side from Tribush.
Or you can go down here.
And you hug the wall right here. You go around to the bush and hug the wall.
All the way up. So that's just better invade. This one's just conventional, so most people expect this one.
Sitting in the bush instead of rushing is probably smarter if you're going to go from here.
Yeah. So I don't know why Blitz didn't hook instantly right when we saw the Graves right here, because this gives Graves time to react.
Yeah, he's going to definitely try to ward the bush, more likely than walk into it this late into the start. So you definitely want to hook him before, like as soon as he gets into your range, so he has as little time to react as possible.
But it's whatever. Just
it doesn't matter. You're still even, so.
But from that, we know that they're going to start his blue, most likely. So we're just going to assume that he's going to go from blue to another camp up to Scuttle, or to his red. So he's going to be pathing topside, so we need to watch out for a topside gank. They ward over that wall. You're obviously starting down here at red.
If you are going to... I saw this more in your second game, but if you're going to be on the bot side... If you're leashing your jungler, it's better to sit in Tribush so they can't invade from there, and to like spread out your characters to get as much vision as possible. But that's just something I picked up. And also this Blitz invade for the hook of the buff, I wouldn't recommend that as much if they know you're coming or have seen you there. But if you're gonna do it, I would have a ward over the wall so you know what you're hooking.
Yeah. Pathing wise, going here to Krugs is alright. I would rather see up to chickens, up to your red, and then to Scuttle, because controlling Scuttle early is really, really important. But so far it's just clean gameplay.
One thing I noticed with the Jinx gameplay throughout the game is you were not really good at using your Q effectively. You would try to minigun in ranges where you couldn't use it. You should just use the rocket launcher as your main fighting damage, especially when in the lane. I would try to poke the Jhin down if you can, since you are the aggressors in this lane, since it's hard for Ornn to get on you, but Blitzcrank obviously has a pull. So even though you're Jinx and you're weaker than Jhin, you can still fight because you have the better support for the early game. I would try to poke with Rocket Launcher, but maybe try to make sure your mana doesn't fall below half or so.
And then right here, you're level 2. Like, they're level 1. He just uses one ability that he has, so he's backing up. But yeah, definitely play aggressive right here.
If you get level 2 advantage and you're not walking up and zoning them at the least, you're wasting your advantage that you could be dominating.
All right, so I'm not too sure why we did red, then Krugs, and then back at level 2. But
you go back. Was he even low?
No, he was full health.
Yeah, you had the mana to take more camps if that's what you're doing.
Also, I wanted to talk about this top matchup. So this top matchup, it's gonna be hell. It's just the way it is. That's how Teemo lanes go. It's just gonna be hell. So what you need to do is you need to wait, be patient in the lane. Never ever. The way that Teemo gets kills is by you playing bad, not Teemo playing good. That's how Teemo works. Teemo never plays good. That's just Teemo players suck. But you getting tilted and playing poorly is how Teemo will get ahead in this lane. And right here is just bad decision in general. So you reach level 2, alright? But he has this entire minion wave, like 3 casters up on you, hits you with half health, and then you're walking into him.
You rush behind his wave, so they're all.
So his entire wave is focusing you. He's focusing you. He procs your passive, and that's just a horrible trade because your passive was what will keep you alive in this lane. You shouldn't use it to trade him for 1/4 of his health bar.
Yeah, if you're ever in front of your minions, I wouldn't be behind his minions, especially since you're more than likely down on health just because he's potent since he's ranged.
Yeah. So this right here, this just seems like you're playing tilted. Like you're just like, he's beating me in trades in lane, so I have to do something. That's not the case, especially against Teemo.
And on that Jinx play, I wouldn't take that turret shot. I would not walk that close. You got a better health trade. Because putting health damage on the ADC is much more valuable than putting health damage on the support in lane. Because the ADC, A, has less regen, and B, has only one pot if they're going like Doran's Blade, which most go, or Doran's Shield.
Yeah, this right here, Blitz definitely should have been backing up when Jinx backed up.
Yeah, because they saw the Graves earlier. I remember this clip. They saw the Graves, and a good job recognizing that for the Jinx and backing up. But I don't know if you guys are using comms effectively, but you should definitely tell your support to back up. Never assume that people see what you see. Even if you're being annoying by pinging them, just the fact that you're pinging them lowers the chance of them dying to shit. And you don't want that, obviously.
I like this invade. You see him bot side.
Yeah, since you saw him bot side, taking the red is really good there.
I do want to see earlier Scuttle control, though. Scuttle gives you both the XP and gold of a Gromp early game without damaging you at all and giving you mana regen. That's just unfortunate right here. This, again, is just playing tilted. Like, you're walking up, just...
and right there, I would expect him to flash for that kill. So I would flash preemptively, because losing your flash and not dying is better just because he's going to be able to fight you now and probably kill you even if you burn your flash, because he just has the extra gold and the extra damage.
That was a really good kill on Graves, by the way. Jungle, I don't... Like, the early pathing wasn't even a path. It was doing 2 camps and backing. But other than that, invading when you see him bot and then contesting him at his chickens is really good, and then getting the top crab.
One thing I noticed is your wave control is really bad in the early game. Since the Jhin backed, I would hard shove this as much as possible. Get the Blitzcrank to auto the minions if you need him to. Just to try to force him to lose minions, and then since he got a back off, you would force him to lose minions, push the wave so you could back, and then by the time you get back, the wave is reset in the middle, more than likely if you pushed it correctly.
Yeah, because right now, bot lane, he has a back on you. He has more AD and everything, and you're looking to either fight right here. So right here would be a perfect place to fight. You step up, which is good. But you have your entire minion wave, which is just another character's worth of damage. That if they're going to fight you right here, then this is where you want to fight. Because these caster minions will die soon, and then you can fight with your minion wave. You always want to be trying to take trades with your minion wave in lane.
One thing here is that the support, unless you're playing Soraka, you should never stand behind your ADC unless you are super low, or there is like no way you win the fight. And even then, you should be standing even, if not like super close. Like especially Blitzcrank, Alistar, their Ornn. Why would you ever stand behind your ADC? Because that's just opening them to take free poke. Obviously, these guys are playing defensive since they're behind and they don't want to be fighting. But even then, you can try to pressure them off XP and gold just by standing in front. Blitzcrank has so much pressure in the lane. If you just stand up in the lane, they have to back off and just respect the fact that you can fuck them up with your hook.
Yeah, at this point, with the minion wave and everything, how the wave's positioned, I want you to be sucking this guy's dick. I want you to be up there, and I want you to be making sure he's not having a good time. Like, make sure it's not good head. Other than that, we have top lane pushing in. We just, like, the entire time I watched this it just seemed like Volibear the entire time was playing tilted. Like, I can't stress that enough, that in a Teemo lane, patience is key. You're going to get low, you're going to get poked out, but you just have to deal with it.
You have to realize the fact that Teemo is a bad champion. If you do not feed him early, he is not going to do jack the rest of the damn game. So, like, I don't care if he gets a CS lead. I do not care. Just do not give him kills, and you will win the game.
Yep. All right. Continuing.
I didn't pay much attention to the mid matchup, to be honest.
Yeah, neither did I.
I didn't see how that was going. I saw some okay plays, but that's about it.
You can also be pre-6. Like, he's pushed up right now pre-6. You can be spam pinging or talking because you're in comms to your jungler to come top. Here, I'm pretty sure...
This escape was less you being good and more this Swain being absolute trash. He had 2 wards available. If he would have warded the bush and pulled you, more than likely you were dead.
Yeah. So... And they had a control ward that he could have set down.
Yeah, wait, he actually had 3 fucking wards. I don't know what he was doing.
So we see them there. We see him hop over the wall. We know that he's in the top side of our jungle. So what we should be doing here, instead of backing, when we were like full health, full mana, we should be going and seeing if we can get something, maybe like a gank off bot or into the bot side jungle. No matter what we do, whatever we see the enemy jungler, like if you see the enemy jungler, you need to punish the enemy jungler. Alright? This is just more playing tilted, walking up behind your entire minion wave.
If you're down 2 kills, why are you ever past the halfway point? Let alone if your wave is like next to your turret.
Yeah, but it's whatever. You're just far behind now, so you just have to accept the fact that you're behind and play around that.
Honestly, did he take TP? He did. So you should be looking for TP plays to get your hyper carry ADC like ahead, or your mid laner ahead. Like, you have no lane at this point.
Yeah.
Your only job is to just make sure your turret doesn't die and get as many minions as you can in the process.
This is also unfortunate.
It's being a little greedy to stay, but a lot of players would do that. I probably would have done that. It's just sad that he actually took advantage of that.
Also, Eing in here was like a big mistake because you know
their mid laner is still alive.
You know where they are. Come. Yeah, I think a lot of this game, early game especially, you guys win this game, but like early game, you guys are far behind, and I think most of it is because of communication error. Like, Volibear should have been spam telling him that Teemo's missing with full health and full mana. Like, back under your tier 2 turret.
He's not backing with full health and full mana. that does not happen in this elo.
Yeah. Yeah, just... make sure whenever you see the enemy jungler, you're punishing, and then communication is key. Make sure you're always talking about...
You want to change the vision so we only have this team's vision?
Yeah, we can.
It might be easier. It's V. Like, it might be Control V or Tab V or something. No, it's just V.
Okay.
We're good. So one thing I noticed this game is you guys bought very little control wards.
Yeah, so if we go ahead and take a look at vision on the map, what do we have? We have a control ward here, a ward here, and then everything else is dark. Their entire enemy jungle is dark, and your entire top side and bot side jungle is dark. So you don't know if he's invading, you don't know where the enemy jungler is at, you don't know what is happening. We have 2 wards bot lane, that's the only wards that we have out on the map.
I'll just give you a clap bot lane, well done. You have the only vision in the fucking game. But if you want to pause it, one thing that you can do in the lane when you're ahead, I only stress this when you're ahead, Do not do this if you're behind. But if you're ahead, and especially if you're on the blue side, if you push the wave onto their turret, I'd walk through the river and try to ward their blue, or like near their blue, just in that entrance area, because that A helps you get an early read on if you're gonna get fucking ganked, and B, help your jungler realize where the enemy jungler is, so he can hopefully be in the right place to either counter gank, steal jungle camps, or get a gank off since the jungler's not there.
Also, early warding, since we're on the topic of warding, early warding river ramps is amazing. Right here,
yes,
right
definitely.
here, or right here. That's where you need to ward for scuttle control. But it seems like both junglers were
Who's
not...
control word of that?
Not
we tell?
to... it is... I cannot tell.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it is imperative that you have early scuttle control.
And when you're warding, I know as the ADC, you don't want to fucking buy a ward. I jack shit ever buy fucking control wards. But I should. If I want to be better, I should buy control wards. I wouldn't delay a major purchase, obviously, like getting Storm Rays or something like that, just to get a fucking control ward. But I would definitely get a control ward as the ADC. Generally, the ADC should be the one to place it and try, since you're more than likely not going to lose the try control ward. And then the support should place it either in the dragon pit or deeper into their jungle or into the river bush, because the support's going to be buying wards more often. So you want the wards that has a higher percent chance of dying to be bought by the support, but you should both be buying control wards. And then the mid laner, you should buy a control ward and either put it in one of your side brushes if you're really defensive, or you should put it in the enemy bush right here, the really common spot, or down a little bit, or right there, or just the river bush in general. Like this warding area is very common, but that's for a reason, because it's good. It just shows you where people are. Or on the other side, the flip side, I probably wouldn't put a control ward in this bush. Highlight it with your mouse. I wouldn't put one in this bush as much. I'd still put one in the river bush. And having one on the edge of their red buff bush is okay. I don't generally see wards on the top side as much, just because they're easier to find.
Yeah.
Like, you will walk through those bushes more often, or at least you'll notice when you walk through them.
But just early, like, I would rather see mid lane put wards down in the bot side, because the only objectives on the map are dragons.
Yeah, that's true.
And so having that early objective control
And your
is
top
very
lane's
important.
already lost, to be honest. So
Top
there's
lane's
no point in helping him with wards. I don't want to be rude, but there just isn't. You're not a scaling champion. You're just a tank. It doesn't matter if you win lane either, since you are just a tank. But I would definitely try to help your bot lane, since you do have a hyper carry in that position. Kaisa, Jinx, Kog'Maw, if he ever becomes meta Twitch, help your bot lane. You have a hyper carry. I don't care if the dude's brain dead as fuck. Those champions are not hard. You can kill people over and over again with those champions.
Yeah, so it just kind of sucks that you've been killed twice in the mid lane. You're getting like double CS. But what I want to see is like hard pushing this lane and then straight coming bot. Like you cannot fight him anymore, especially if he has ulti and ignite up and everything. There's no way you're killing him, even if you have ulti and ignite. Like,
your champ's bullshit, but that's pushing it.
yeah. So I want to see a roam bot, which I don't know if that happens, but
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. But definitely, like, the main thing you need to focus on is vision and rotations, I think.
And one thing I also noticed is Jinx's farm, like farming, not like the farm in this game, but just farming in general, is really bad. I can't really help you other than just saying practice makes perfect. Like, that's literally, farming is just knowing what health. And right there, it would have been better to use your rocket launcher than trying to W through the wave.
Yeah.
You probably could have gotten that kill, and I wouldn't expect him to dodge your ult, to be honest. Not at this rank. That was a good prediction if he might have been a better player. But I don't know. I wouldn't expect it to happen. This is a good roam, by the way.
Yeah, this
Coming
is good.
down here was really good.
And that's what you need to do, because then you save the Jinx, you get a kill.
Your
and
hyper carry gets to get more golden XP. You get a kill to put you back in the game. Swain did jack shit.
yeah, Swain's not even pushing the wave right here.
Yeah, he's not even pushing.
He's not even autoing or pushing
You just
the wave at all.
gained so much for your team and yourself right there.
You lose literally nothing. And they lose this entire wave bot side because
I don't know if I take that fight in the river.
Jin probably has to.
Yeah, oh, Jin dies. Yeah, Jin's dead. Okay, yeah, he backed up. Oh, wow, you actually did damage. Did you ult?
No, he ulted earlier.
Yeah. What the fuck did that Soin take damage from?
Oh, you know.
What is this champion? What is this champion?
Akali's busted.
What the fuck? I mean, he probably would have won that fight since he turned his ult on with 4 stacks, but...
Up here, this is a really good kill to get because Teemo apparently doesn't have a mini-map.
Apparently.
And that guy just dies for free.
Is this where he backs in the bush while Jin is down here? I want
maybe.
Yeah, what is that? What is this? Like, he's backing in XP range. You're just standing in the bush. Like, I don't know if you guys called off or anything, but like, you should have just been trying to farm. Like, just last hit, not pushing. Just last hitting. Or the jungler should have done something. I have no idea what that was. It just seemed like a waste of time, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to see Xin Zhao. You see the scuttle crab is up on the map. I want you to see you come
can you check
straight
items
towards
really
towards the scuttle crab here.
One thing I noticed, I don't do it all too often, but getting Ninja Tabby, or not Ninja Tabbies, Zerker Greaves really early, like before you even finish your Storm Razor or whatever, is actually really beneficial, especially on a champion like Jinx, since your Q works off your attack speed. So getting 35% more attack speed is much better than getting like 10, 20, 80, since you just attack over and over again really quickly because you have scaling attack speed on your Q.
Yeah. I want to talk about this top lane fight real quick. So after you get the flash, so this is the beginning of this fight's really good. He walks up too far and you're able to get on him and you're able to make him take a turret shot. So that's good. After that flash, you back the fuck up. You cannot fight him like this. Especially, you know that your Xin Zhao's coming top. And I'm thinking the call is, hey, keep going on him, keep going on him. I'm coming top, we got him. But like, look at your minimap and see how
way too far.
See how far away he is. He's like mid-river when you're
Think
dead.
of it this way. That Teemo, there's a very small % chance he would have just left.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very low chance he would have just left. You could have saved yourself and probably still killed him. Or at least you would have blown his flash and left him open to another gank, because giving him more kills doesn't really help. Getting a 1-for-1 there is kind of worth it, just because Teemo's worth more gold than you, but it's not what you want, to be honest.
Here, I don't think there's like any chance that you kill Swain, honestly. Oh, never mind, she has ulti.
Yeah, it's a call.
But he had flash. Like, it's an alright gank, but
it's good that you're looking.
Also, right there, you know that Graves is coming down because
I wouldn't have walked up since your mid laner backed up. Like, you should not be walking up there. Yeah. Your mid laner's backed. They're both like very high health, and you're like not a 1v2 champ. You're a duelist. You kill one dude very well. You don't kill two dudes at all.
Yeah. So in that situation, instead of the gank mid, just do scuttle. Just do scuttle, and then take your own topside camp back, maybe. But now that this is happening, they just get
right here,
free tower.
You gotta hate that you're giving up the turret, but you shouldn't be walking up.
Yeah, you just have to concede. Just like
you just gotta back. Just back, get your gold off, whatever.
And so we saw Graves go into this bot side jungle, so that's really good call to back up right here. That's good map awareness.
Or good timing. I'm not sure which.
But yeah, so here we need to be worried about Dragon because that's an objective that's up on the map.
Yeah, the
that he
support has a
going
ward.
To.
Putting one over the wall, especially if you're about to back, is a very good call to do.
Yeah. Top lane, yay. Have fun.
Have fun, but it must hurt. But you're just a tank. Just live through it.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're gonna do an entire clear. You're gonna do Krugs into red, into like your wolves, hopefully into Scuttle Crab into blue. But
I don't know why the fuck that Scuttle Crab has been there for so long. What are these do? What are these boys doing?
Scuttle should never be on the map.
Did Graves not take it yet?
Yeah, it's up.
Damn. Fuck. Good job warding the Dragon Pit.
Yeah. So always keeping wards on neutral objectives is what you need to do, especially as a support and as a top laner. Coming down here and warding for like Baron or Herald is good.
Just warding in the middle of the river. Honestly, you get scuttler information, you get Herald information, you get gank information. Like that's really good place to ward.
Okay, when you guys are walking around like this, just like in this area, you got to be thinking of like two things. One, what the fuck are we doing here? And two, if there's a fight, can we win? And so what you're doing here is you guys are like pushing up into this river. I mean, into their jungle. Like with vision control over dragon, you know they have no vision here and everything, right? But you want to make sure you get deep wards into this jungle, because A, they'll stay for like 3 minutes, and then you'll be able to tell where the Graves is at all times, and B, you'll be knowing who all is in this fight right here, because right now you see Swain, and you see Ornn, and you see Graves, and I think this hook lands.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Okay.
If it would have landed, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
I would have hooked that way too. It's hard to predict him to walk into the fucking trap corner. But I mean, it's just hooking center body is more than likely what you want to do.
But at this point, we know that the possible fight could be a 4v5. 4 for you guys. This guy's still top. And then 5 for them, because we don't see 2 of them on the map, and we see 3 right here.
I would assume Jin is there. Always assume Jin is there if Ornn's there. Especially if you don't see him fucking farming the wave. Because I like to do that. Not good to do, but I do it. Because as an ADC, farm over life, my dude. Fucking one caster, but whatever.
Yeah, we missed this hook it's whatever. We should just turn onto the drag right here and take it. We have Zin's out here.
Yeah, if you have 4 of your members and now you see Teemo, you know it's going to be a 4v4. As long as you protect the Jinx, you should win the fight.
I'm not sure why we don't just take drag here. Like, it's a free drag. They have 0 vision of it. We know that they backed up into their own jungle. Like,
you're not killing Swain.
It's a free neutral objective.
Yeah, you're
and
not
then you die under turret.
You trade 1 for 1. Swain's worth more gold. But I mean, you could have gotten the dragon first. To be honest, it was a good job by the Blitz to be here, but I mean, you guys were kind of here to begin with.
Blitz is soloing Graves.
I wouldn't be in front of all your people as the ADC, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, I remember this part right here. You chased that Teemo way too hard. As soon as you step on that mush, I would have backed the fuck up.
Yeah, and you don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
So like Swain could have been like right around the corner, or Ornn, or you saw Jin ulti, but
because Teemo's blind has like a fucking 2-second cooldown. So as soon as you walk in that mush, you know you're gonna take half your damn health and damage since he's fed. You should just back up because you're gonna get blinded and destroyed like you did.
Yeah, I want to see, just jungler-wise, I want to see a lot more pressure on Scuttle Crabs and neutral objectives, because this dragon's been up for 15 minutes.
And Cloud Drake's not bad anymore, because
Yeah.
it gives you in-combat move speed, which is very nice, especially for someone like the Akali, just to be able to position better. I know you have infinite dashes, but positioning just that little bit better is helpful. And then the Jinx.
Fighting.
I don't know what runes you take. If you take Celerity, that's even better for you, but I mean, I wouldn't take Celerity anymore. I'd almost always take Absolute Focus unless you're playing a very specific champion, like Jin. Jin could take Celerity just because he's moving at 5,000 movement speed half the game anyways.
Yeah.
But that's just a change to recent runes for ADCs, just taking Absolute Focus instead of Celerity. Thought I'd mention that in case you're a little behind.
Also, pressuring neutral objectives. Like if we went down to Dragon
once
right
again,
here.
you can take Dragon here.
If we went down to Dragon right here, we see Teemo top, and that means we are guaranteed 4v4. At least. So
in the worst case scenario, you're having even amount of people.
yeah. And we have like full vision control. So we should. This tower's like full health. We're not gonna get anything if it's a 4v4 and we're trying to siege.
If they try to pressure you off this, especially since you see that they're pretty close, you're not getting that turret in time. You might have a fucking Jinx, but you're not getting that turret in time. So I just try to pressure them off the neutral objective and take that since it's easy. Especially since Cloud Drake doesn't do too much damage to a person. Especially if you have the Blitz tank it. It's not gonna hurt you guys. So just pressuring them off the neutral objective, or maybe trying to get a pick on the Swain, who's a little bit lower, kind of out of position, especially if he walks closer so the Blitzcrank can get in range. He's a lot of position. You can kill him, or you could try to take the neutral objective.
Yeah, so we can do two things at this point. We can rotate down to the dragon or try to siege. And so I would want us to rotate down to the dragon and then try to get a pick with Blitz Hook, because Blitz, knock up, silence, they're insta-dead with 4-man there. Like, no matter who the flip you draw. So instead of trying to siege this, because we don't have a sieging comp, we have like 3 melees right here.
I just
and
want to
then
point this out.
Erased.
Your comp is absolute trash. This comp should not win the fucking game. The only reason you win this game is because Akali's fucking broken, and Jinx is a hyper carry.
Yeah.
And Blitzcrank can get an early lead generally just because he's just an easy early game champion.
Yeah. This is like a super solo queue comp. If you trade out Teemo for Ornn in the top lane and then actually have a support, then this is like a competitive comp.
They would have a comp that would just straight roll you guys.
Yeah. And so we'll just keep playing this. Sieging here is gonna do nothing. You're getting no hits on the turret. You're just like pressuring them off. Like we're just standing here doing nothing. This is just a waste of time when we could be pressuring this. Like we got like 2 Jinx autos on the turret.
Especially since you saw Ornn use his ultimate, and you know their best team fight ult is not up right now.
Yeah. So here, getting a pick onto this guy will be great because that means you can like secure any objective. He ults
Backwards.
He ults backwards. He ults the Gromp because he hates the Gromp for some reason. So that guy's just garbage. You just know, like in your head, this man is like
that flash was hyper aggressive, but it did work out in the end.
It makes sense because you saw the rest of the mid, so you knew that you and Blitzcrank were the only people down here.
That positioning by Swain was really bad.
Yeah, right
and
here.
I like that Volibear is in this fight and Teemo's not.
Yeah.
Even if he takes a top turret, if you guys get enough kills to like get your team at the advantage, Teemo's not gonna do jack shit split pushing.
And so this is a good fight. I would just see us.
If you can go back a little bit. I noticed in this fight, Jinx is doing a very bad job of kiting. Like you're just standing there. It works, but if you can kite forward and try to get, because you have rune hands at this point, don't you? No, you don't. Okay. Well, if you can like kite forward and try not to be in the range of the Jinx auto attacks, of course, but like get closer, it makes it easier for you to get the kill on him. Or at least poke him down so he can't try to defend. Since your carries are a little low, I wouldn't walk up as him just due to the fact that you have a fucking Blitzcrank. But your carries are low, so you could try to ult to like get you to back off the turret.
Yeah, so here we have 2 on the enemy team dead. We have all of us either like half or lower
Cloud
health.
Drake is still up.
Cloud Drake is still up. So there's 3 things that we can do here, or 4 things. We could go Rift Herald, we can go mid tower, we can go Dragon, or we can go stop this little fucker. Alright? So what we decided to do here is just like take mid turret, which is a fine decision. Any 3 of those things would be fine. Opening the map,
getting
mid turret opens the map a lot. So I think it's the best decision out of the 3 right here.
I wouldn't have cleared that wave. Probably I would have rotated or at least used rocket launcher to clear the wave quicker. And I definitely wouldn't have tried to pressure this. There
is no point in sieging this turret.
You're not getting that turret. Especially since they're all coming alive.
They're all coming alive. You're going to be rushing out of base
like
with home guards.
If Graves would just clear the wave since the Blitzcrank's not walking up and not be dumb and actually hit by the hook.
Yeah. You guys should not have gotten that turret. Just like
I don't know how you got that turret, but you did. So I'll give you a clap for that. And the fact that you're rotating down to that neutral objective finally is very good. I might have tried to pressure the Teemo back and get the Rift Herald. But that depends, because the Rift Herald is obviously much longer to kill. So, but getting the Cloud Drake is a fine decision.
Yeah, I just in like a more competitive match, more competitive setting, you never would have gotten that tier 2 turret. Your sieging is horrible. Like
Teemo should have backed earlier, probably as well.
Yeah, not like player wise, just comp wise. You don't have anything to siege with. You have Jinx and that's it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Jinx can take turrets quick. It's just she has to stand closer because your rocket launcher is not how you fucking take turrets.
Yeah. After this is so like microplay is done. Like your laning phase over now, like completely. Now you guys are actually like macro play. Who's making the calls? What's going to be happening? I see a scuttle crab up on the map that's been there for 5 million years.
And also, don't be afraid to take your jungler's camps, especially since bot lane, like running 4 down the fucking mid lane, if you're not gonna push and do anything with it, is really dumb. Because you're just sharing XP and gold.
Yeah.
You can be, like, I saw that the bot wave was pushed out, so there's no reason to run straight bot, but you could have taken the fucking Krugs from your jungler. I mean, obviously, you might want to ask your jungler first, but this dude's not fucking clearing his damn bot side. He's farming top side.
Yeah.
Like, just take the Krugs. Then you would be ready for this wave here, too. Taking the Herald's a really good thing to do, since you were all group mid. And that's what I meant when, like, if you're long you're doing something grouping for mid, you should be fine. If you're like pushing the wave to take the mid turret or you're getting the Herald
Yeah.
or doing something like that. That's fine, but just in general, if you're gonna walk 4 mid for farm, not a good idea.
Yeah. So we have, just make sure whenever you're rotating, you're actually rotating for something. This is a good top wave because they're
The
all.
Blitzcrank was sitting in a jungle earlier, and I do not know why you were doing that, especially since there's like only like one ward down, and there's one to try.
Yeah.
Was that try recently placed?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I don't know if I would have worded that. I saw that you cleared the bot wave, which is okay, but you shouldn't be there, to be honest. Even if you are clearing the wave, that might be beneficial. Like, the minions could have pushed that turret. Maybe, probably.
This
But
fight.
you just need to be near your team since you're the damn support and you are it's like the way you engage. Because that's why your team comp's so shit. Because you have 0 engage other than a blitz pull and Volibear flash flipping somebody.
Yeah. So this play right here, this play is just like ultra miscommunication. Just like miscommunication to a T. So we see he's like, all right, he's the only one here. Let's go in. And then he like goes in, he's a minion, and then we see that Ornn was right here zoning the rest of your backline. And so Ornn just comes around and like pressures you and kills you. And it's
By the way, I'm pretty sure you saw that mushroom by the way that you walked around it earlier to get there. I'm not entirely sure on that fact. And honestly, you're dead here. I wouldn't flash or heal or anything.
Yeah.
You're fucking dead.
if you heal or flash, make sure you heal make sure you're healing a slow A and make sure you're flashing an actual ability. Because you don't flash Ornn ult. You don't flash anything important. You just flash after you've taken lethal damage. So
Yeah.
it's just useless to.
And I wouldn't, if you need to place your traps further from you. They're not gonna walk directly behind you because that's the slowest way to get to you.
Yeah.
They're gonna chase you down at an angle so they can get there quicker.
All for all, it's a 2 for 3, which I don't even know how they lost 3 there, but apparently they did.
I mean, good overall. It's just you're wasting summoner spells that you could be using next fight. You're kind of in the lead since, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Jinx is fed. Jinx is fed. She's at 2 items. You guys have a very solid chance of winning this, especially since Jin is going into Yomu's for some reason.
What sucks is the 52 CS Volibear at 21 minutes.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
I feel your pain. It's just you kind of did this to yourself.
Yeah, by walking up to him early.
Like, the reason Teemo is even good in solo queue is because your top laner is gonna fucking face roll into him and die.
Also, another thing, so if you're behind in a lane, then how do you expect to like win a 1v1 or get back in the lane? You can't. It's just you're behind in the lane. So what you should be doing is roaming to help out your other lanes and get you back into the game.
Yeah,
Because if you just keep,
if you TP'd the lane
if you keep
a second time,
Yeah.
I swear to God, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
So you're just like face rolling it up top and then just getting even further and further behind. Even though we've transitioned into mid game, like most of the time you're just face rolling into a side lane. What I want to see is like early TP plays down into the bot lane.
In this team, with the side lane pushing, it's a good thing you backed off because they could definitely run your ass down. And your team comp is not really good for splitting. Like, Jin Zhao can split, but then you're missing a frontline member. So it's kind of it's not optimal. If you had something like a Jax top or something else, like, it wouldn't make your comp better, but it wouldn't make your comp worse. And I wouldn't split push with Volibear because you're going to clear the wave with your ult, I guess, if you want to push faster, but you don't do much damage to turrets or structures. So, in my opinion, you should be either pushing that wave with your ADC, so you can like try to take like your team and your ADC to try to take the turret, or you should have someone that's a little bit safer push that wave out for you. I don't know what you guys are all doing. Like,
Yeah,
in this
so
river
at this
here.
point, like, you got to take a step back. What do we have down here? The entire enemy jungle's gone. We could
you
siege
see
this
no one.
turret.
You see no one.
But we don't know where anyone's at, so we could, and this guy's backing, so it could be a 4v5 sieging this turret with only Jinx hitting the turret. But we look at topside, we see that our entire topside jungle is up. We have 0 vision on Baron.
There's a big wave top.
There's a big wave top. There's literally no reason for us to be bot side right now. I want to
Yeah.
see us either all rotate up to top, or we have Volibear.
What should probably happen is if the jungler backs, he goes take his camps. Mid laner pushes mid with Volibear behind, so she's a little safer. And then the bot lane duo pushes the top out. But don't overextend. Do not go past the halfway point at all. And then regroup and either look for Baron or look to push down top or bot lane more than likely top lane just so you be closer to Baron, so they can't make a Baron call.
Yeah.
Just to get an objective. Because you don't want to stall this game out too much, because while Jinx is the better ADC, Jhin is much better at killing Jinx than Jinx is at killing Jhin. Especially since he went Yomu's and he has the flat pen damage, you're not going to 1v1 him. And if your Jinx dies in this fight, your team doesn't do jack.
Mm-hmm.
Jhin Zhao, he's going to get fucked by Graves and Teemo. Akali, you're going to kill one person, then probably run or die.
Yeah. And then if you're wanting to split as Volibear, first of all, I don't want you to TP down here with full health when your team's not doing anything. And second of all, after you run down here, I want you to put a deep ward, like right here, because this covers all like the jungle entrances and everything. And then you sit the fuck in this bush until you see every single person on the goddamn map. Because the most...
Or at least
the
four
most,
of the five,
yeah.
because then you know the fifth man is more than likely near you.
The most annoying thing is when you're trying to split, and then you get 5-man picked off for free. Your team doesn't get anything in response because they're just like
And then the enemy
huddled
team
down
can
here.
free push.
And then they can just free push. So what you need to do is you need to sit down here, not get picked off, put this deep ward so that nobody can surprise you, and then you wait until you see them on the map. So the rest of your team should be this guy backs, he goes takes his top side jungle, Jinx and Blitzcrank rotate top, and they are pushing this out and then getting vision in this area around Baron.
Yeah, if
and then Akali
Blitzcrank,
is
if you guys
mid.
go up through the lane and Blitzcrank peels through the river over here. No, over here, on the top, right here, the river entrance. Yeah. If Blitzcrank peels down this way to get vision while Jinx is pushing the wave, you're in a safe enough position that Jinx can either run away if you see them, especially since you'll probably be getting vision here with your body, or Blitzcrank can run over to help her. Mm-hmm. And that way you can clear the wave and not just stand there and get vision at the same time. But it's not needed. You can just sit by the Jinx and then you can both go together, especially since you kind of want the XP, since you're probably behind in XP as a support. Not too bad, but...
And so here, you're pushing up when you see them all there.
Does he have a ward?
No, he has...
Oh, yeah, he's got the hair rate. Yeah, honestly, with that big clumped wave, especially since your people were in the river, you could have dropped the Herald and had everyone come to bot side. But just the fact that you have Herald in your inventory, that's where it helps to have that control ward that we were talking about earlier. Everyone should have a control in the map. Everyone. Yeah. Every damn player. If you do not have 5 control wards in the map and 3 in your damn support's inventory, you're doing it wrong.
Just make sure when we're fighting here, like, you got to be thinking, what are we fighting over? There's no neutral objective.
Yeah,
like, there's a tier 2 tower, but the wave's completely gone, and then you guys are just fighting in their jungle for no reason.
Don't fight to fight, because there's no guarantee, even if you're the ahead team, that you're going to win.
You just got to make sure that you guys are actually, like, fighting for something.
And your Jinx is really low here, so you're not going to win this fight unless they play it really bad, which seems to be the case.
He actually gets the kill on the Grayson, which is funny. But then he ints, like, under turret. The heal's unfortunate, you would kill him without that, but you guys get like full ace without. Like it was a 3 for 2 there. I don't even know how you guys got to. Like you guys.
You got 2 because they weren't
randomly
focusing the right fucking people. So that's just being in the elo you are. You were able to do that. If you try to do that shit in a higher rank, I swear to God, you would have got your ass cheeks clapped.
Yeah.
Especially since the Jinx lost so much health early from Teemo. You just don't win that fight at that point. Jinx is your damage.
Yeah.
Jinx is your team fight damage. Akali can kill one person, and she's damn good at it, but you're not killing the entire enemy team unless you're super fed, and obviously you didn't win late.
Yeah. And so in these team fights, like, a blitz pull to get a pick would be really nice, but other than that, I want you guys, like, peeling backwards for the Jinx, because your Jinx is how you're going to win the game.
Just focus objectives. Make sure you get as much farm as possible without overextending.
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk up past halfway unless you see legitimately everyone.
I don't know why we're all walking bot again. There is nothing for us to get bot. Like, literally, we have Scuttle Crab. Okay, cool. Well, like, what else? What else? We have Dragon spawning in another, like, minute.
It's an Ocean Drake. It's actually the most useless Drake at this point.
No, it's a... Is it Ocean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Ocean.
Ocean. But, like, Baron's up. We see
The
them all
only
mid.
reason you walk bot at this point is to group. If you're not grouping for an objective, you're not walking bot.
And we see them rotating down right here. We see him rotating down. You guys should just, like, be backing up at this point.
Because
Like,
you saw more mid, and you don't know where the other guys went. You only saw Graves, it doesn't mean that only Graves is there. Getting this pick on the Teemo is good. I don't know if I would have been there myself, especially since you didn't ward.
Yeah, we're still seeing no vision on Baron.
No vision on Baron. Baron is very important right now.
Yeah.
Baron is a goddamn power play tool.
But if he's backing, then they're fighting bot. I want you. Oh, ooh. Okay, so
Wait.
Graves literally.
Graves is trolling.
Graves is trolling. Graves just sucks at this point. This. Okay, I don't know what the fuck this was. I'm pretty sure you go in on him and then you just die. Like, you're out. You're out. You're clean. You're out at that point. I don't know why you would even take that fight. Like, you have nobody rotating on you.
Oh, and this one, I swear to God, you let the Graves clear like 2 waves before you back up. I know you have the Herald there, just let the damn Herald push. There is a goddamn jungler behind you, and I think someone else comes. Their support comes at some point, I think. No? Who is it? Somebody comes, I thought. Or is it just us? Yeah, Teemo's. You let that dude walk behind you, clearing like a full wave.
Yeah. This is a good fight, bot. Like, not really a fight I would take because there's nothing to take after you fight him. But, I mean, you guys come out on top, so that's fine. Getting kills is always nice.
If your Kali would, like, walk forward, clearing the wards are okay. I don't know if I would clear the blue buff. You can, just because it gives you a gold advantage. But helping push the turret is definitely a more optimal thing. The Graves ints again. He should be inting. Okay, you got the Teemo. I guess that works. Yeah, that was just very bad play, to be honest, by Jinx. I don't know what that was. I have no words.
I'm just
no words.
Like, for most of the time, it seems like you guys see red people on the map, and then you just want to run towards them.
Yeah, silver see people forehead.
So, you see somebody on the map, you want to fight them, right? That's, like, a common mentality to have, is, like, there's an enemy there, I'm supposed to kill the enemy. What you're supposed to do is be getting vision in their jungle so you have information.
I don't know why no one has warded. Has the enemy team warded the Baron? No. Why has no one warded the Baron? The Baron is the most important objective on the map at the current time.
Yeah. And there's no other objective to get.
Giving up your bot turret is probably something you would do. I would more than likely send people to back up this tier 2 in case they try to push it. See Jin back off. Maybe you shouldn't run down anymore. You're pushing mid as 3, but you're missing your most important character for pushing. So
yeah, you guys can't really see just 3 melees on their inhibitor turret.
Especially with Teemo throwing mushrooms.
So
I do like that you did get a sweeper on Blitzcrank. That's very good. You should probably have more sweepers on your team. The jungler should have a sweeper. The top laner can optionally have a sweeper. The ADC should almost always get blue trinket. Probably keep wards on the mid laner, to be honest. But you should have 2 sweepers minimum, just for warding and for Teemo mushrooms in this specific game. How much you could have done there? You couldn't have escaped. I guess getting free damage is fine.
You have to ult away as a Kali, which is not.
Yeah, why are you behind 4 members of your team? Is my question.
And then Jinx is splitting bot here for no reason. You should be up with your team always because you're the main source of damage for them right now. So, like, you can probably...
The fact you get a turret is okay, but
yeah,
you kind of lost that fight due to the fact that you weren't there. So, it's a trade. It's not one that I would normally take, but it works out okay in this scenario. But as the ADC, I know the drive to get farm is greater than the drive to give a shit about your teammates and their lives. But if you want to win the game, it has to be mutual. Your teammates have to realize that you are the damage and they need to stick by you. But you also have to realize that you need to be by your teammates. They should give you farm more optimally. Like, the mid laner shouldn't try to steal the bot's farm, especially since you're so behind in farm to begin with. Like, you getting more farm at this point, it's okay. Like, you obviously need more farm, but you want that on the person who's going to carry.
It's a good pick on Teemo.
Yeah, good.
But
that was a little greedy.
Yeah,
walking.
but also this guy right here, he's like, I need vision to pull her, so let me walk into the bush when I see 3 of them. I don't know what he was thinking, but
yeah, it's like greedy pathing by the Jinx to walk through there, but even greedier by the Swain to try to finish you.
Yeah. So just every single time you move on the map, you have to be moving with a purpose. Like Blitz is down here pushing a wave by himself.
Yeah, you don't want your support solo pushing a damn wave
for no reason.
I mean, there's a reason to push the wave. Obviously, you want the turrets, the enemy, like the minions to hit the enemy turret, but you don't want the Blitz pushing the wave.
Yeah. And then you're like fighting mid against the enemy support when you don't have vision on like anybody else on the map. We have no vision on Baron again, so we need to go.
Top is splitting. That's okay right now. Probably not optimal, but it works. And then Jinx obviously showing why she's a fucking hyper carry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have gone in on the Teemo because he's kind of a super fed member on the team. And you probably won't realize it because of Kali's AP, but her passive auto attacks are a very big part of her damage. So being blinded actually still hurts you quite immensely. You should just back up here. I think you do. But just back up. Fuck the mushroom. Just back up, please. Oh my god, are you walking up? Oh no. I think this works out. Yeah, this works out for you just because of your champions more than anything.
Teemo is greeting out right here.
Yeah, that's very greedy.
Get him.
Did Teemo flash? No. Okay. Yeah, that's just them being greedy and them messing up more than anything.
So Inferno Drake, you guys.
So now you have two very important neutral objectives. I swear to God, if you don't run to one of them.
So you guys definitely need to get Inferno Drake. You guys can take in like 2 seconds as just a duo, or just like
just know
even
that
single.
if at any point you kill this Graves, you can end the game by going to Baron.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go before you kill Graves if you trust your jungler's smite, especially since they're the same level. Like, if you're not getting out leveled by the enemy jungler, it's always okay to go for the Baron, especially if you have comms, because then you can coordinate when to blow the Baron's health down.
Yeah.
By using an Akali ability or just flip and then Jinx rockets or W just all at the same time. You don't have anything really effective at bursting, but you can still do it since you're in comms.
Yeah, this right here was super greedy. You only saw one person on the entire map when all 5 are up. So, okay, first of all, Gunblade's broken.
I hate that item so much.
Second of all, that's a good job by
Akali
Jinx
broken.
to get on the back line. She blinds
right
the
here.
Akali.
Right here, that Teemo should have killed your ass, but he's very tunnel vision.
Yeah.
So good job, I guess.
Good job knowing that the Teemo wouldn't kill you.
Good job knowing the Teemo is uses blind on someone who's not the auto attack.
Okay, I also want to talk about this. You guys are in comms. You guys are talking to each other, alright? So I don't want to see these two go up and start hitting this other inhibitor when Jinx is literally taking the base and ending the game. Like, Jinx should just be like, hit the turrets. Just hit the turrets. They're all dead. Just hit the turrets. Just hit the... Hello? Hello? I'm ending the game? Hello? Hello? Blitz notices.
Yeah,
and
like,
then,
how are you noticing? You shouldn't be noticing. You should be informed of this.
yeah, and then you're still hitting the inhibitor when the game ends.
Yeah. Like, what?
So...
Like, they were all dead. They all had 15, 25-second timers. You have a fucking Jinx. Just hit the damn turrets and end the game.
So that's just like miscommunication. So I think...
Yeah, it didn't cost you anything in the end, but it's just something to think about.
My main problems with your guys' play, like, overall, good job winning. Team fights were alright, but my main problems are vision, communication, and objectives, which is like
and
the core of League of Legends.
Yeah, definitely your macro play. I mean, obviously it's not going to be good since you guys are on the D3 team, no Flame.
Wow. Flame.
Because
You're toxic.
I mean, my team's macro plays, not like the D2 team, but like teams I get in solo queue. The macro is so shit still. Like, macro is just really hard to get used to, and it just takes time more than anything, and just a dedication to understanding the game. But neutral objectives, especially Baron and Second Elder is the most broken thing in the fucking game. If you get Second Elder, you fucking just win. Unless you are bad. I mean, really bad.
So, like, you guys probably need to decide one person to actually shot call your macro play and tell you guys, like, where to go. Like, at that one point where we were talking about, like, Akali should go mid and push, the bot lane should go up top and push that out, get vision in their jungle and on Baron, and then Volibear should not have used TP bot and actually just ran bot and then waited for a TP play into Baron. You guys need to have somebody to tell you that, because otherwise you guys are just sitting there, like, in the bot lane, like, hey, where are they?
Also, I didn't notice Blitz roam too much. You have a Jinx, and you've won lane. Like, you were ahead in lane. Jinx is pretty safe just due to the range of her auto attacks, and they don't really have anything to get on her, because Ornn's not good at that, really. Like, he's good at fighting the 2v2, but he's not really good at getting on somebody in, like, a 2v2 lane, especially someone with range. A melee, he's going to clap your ass over and over again. But a range champion, especially Jinx who has enhanced auto attack range with rockets, it's going to be really hard for someone to get on you. So if especially, you should ask your ADC first, but if you feel safe, you should try to roam mid, get the Akali back in the game, maybe roam top. I wouldn't think about it as much just because your top laner was A, behind, B, there's not much you're going to do with a Volibear Blitz crank into a damn Teemo. But you should be looking for those other opportunities. Opportunities for warding, opportunities for killing. And something else I will say, I'm an ADC main myself, so I'll go more in depth on this. Your lane was really bad. Both teams' lanes were really bad. You didn't auto-attack trade much. Like, anytime the enemy laner goes for a fucking minion, you should pressure him. As long as you're ahead, of course. Like, if you're not ahead, I wouldn't do it as much. You should still go for it, just because that's a free way to get you a little bit of an advantage on your enemy laner. Obviously, if they're going to try to hit you instead of going for the damn minion, I wouldn't do it. But the Blitzcrank should always be pressuring. If you pick a champion like Alistair, Blitzcrank, Thresh, walking up, you don't understand how much pressure it is just by being there. Like, Kyler plays Blitzcrank when we, like, keep bot lane. This fucker literally is walking around the circle for the turret auto range, keeping them under their damn turret while the wave is at our turret. Like, that's dumb just because he can get ganked, but it's like, that is how much pressure Blitzcrank can just have by being Blitzcrank. I'm not even near them. Just the fact that Blitzcrank can hit a pole and I can walk up is just so scary that they have to just sit there.
Yeah. So other than that, good job, guys. This is like an hour-long VOD review for a 30-minute game.
Yeah.
So we're going to end it here. But yeah, just make sure that you guys are working on the points that we talked about.
Overall, I know it sounds very negative, but that's just because we're trying to get the points that you can get better on out. I mean, we probably said it 1 or 2 times, this was a good job, a good play. I mean, I say 1 or 2 because it's probably actually 1 or 2. But I'm not completely set. Obviously, you won. You went 35-25. You had a 9K gold lead. You won. Really well done. Your KDAs don't look awful. Like, even though the Volibear, like, shit the bricks on the lane, I mean, he still went even KDA. It's okay. It's not what you want. It's just knowing that you can be better is obviously something to strive for. When I was up against the D1 ADC, who's a challenger player, I wanted to play against him again. Because playing against someone that's obviously better than you makes you just learn much quicker. So getting information from us just will help you learn much quicker.
Other than that, good job, guys.
Good job.